Welcome back everybody, Matt the Man here, hope you're doing well. So, Freakier Friday just came out over the weekend, and, the comeback for Lindsay Lohan, probably making her big screen return in almost 20 years, and the question will now become, what will Lindsay Lohan do after Freakier Friday? Will she stay in the Disney bubble or family, or will she try to branch out and do other stuff? He recently did an interview where she said, while she was promoting Freakier Friday, that, she's been so pigeonholed to Disney that other directors and producers and studios haven't offered her any other roles except, like Mean Girls, that was a, high school comedy 20 years ago, and she's like, I want to be able to do more adult roles, not adult like in the adult industry, but in, more mature roles as an actress. She's in her late 30s now. She's like, hey, I'm back. This was a nice step back in with Freakier Friday. Go back to Disney, the studio that got me going, that got my career started. I did a bunch of movies for Disney in the 2000s, But now, I want to come back to acting, but I don't want to just do Disney. And, I can play on that in several different ways. I mean, if she did do another Disney movie, is there a way to do another Parent Trap? Maybe one, you can go in different directions there. You could have, just like in Freakier Friday, she's now a parent. And, maybe her daughters are twins. Or maybe they don't have to be twins. I don't know, they can play off some kind of way where they're trying to get their mother to go out with this other guy, and they have to try and find some sort of way for them to meet. Or maybe Lindsay Lohan has a daughter, and, she's trying to help her daughter, come to terms with this guy or meet this guy. So then she gets her other sister, the twin, involved to help out too. I don't know, that would probably be the hardest one to do, unless you did a remake. And, I don't know, you wouldn't even be able to do that as a remake with Lindsay Lohan. Unless, like I said, unless she had twins of her own, or at least one of the Lindsay Lohan twins had twins of their own, and they tried to get their mother, to hook back up with their father, Or maybe they could have had a story where, he is a single parent, and, it was one of those one-night stands sort of things, and the guy was never in the picture to begin with. But then one of the daughters wants to go find her biological father. And, go from there. I don't know, I think the Parent Trap would be the hardest to do. But, I was thinking, if you think of Disney, I know a lot of people want a life-size too, with Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks. I don't know. That was never, my height, my thing. Now, I think a Mean Girls 2 would work. You can go in several directions with that. You can easily bring back Amanda Seyfried, Lacey Chabert, and Lindsay Lohan. I mean, the only one that would be hard to get back would be Rachel McAdams. Of course it would be. The actor that played Regina George, the real mean girl, would be the hardest one to get back to come and do a sequel. Because she didn't do the commercials. Remember they had those Christmas commercials, like not last year but the year before, where it had Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Seyfried, and Lacey Chabert. But with that, you can even do that in several different ways. You can have Lindsay Lohan now a mom. Maybe she has to go back to work, or she gets a new job, and some of her employees, female employees, are mean and nasty. That does happen in the corporate world. Your coworkers aren't always your best friends. You can have a scenario like that, and then she can go and confide with Amanda Seyfried and Lacey Chabert on how to handle it and all that. You could do that. You could have a scenario, which I think would also work too, where once again all these 4 actresses are grown up and now they have their own families and they have their own daughters that are in high school and now they're the new group of mean girls, and somehow they gotta work on that, and then they go to their parents and, how do you deal with all this shit? Well, you see, I became a mean girl like Lindsay Lohan, and, I don't know. Or if you don't want to go back to anything you've done already, like Parent Trap, Life Size, Mean Girls, I would say what I would like to see her do is go back to her original director who did The Parent Trap, Nancy Meyers, and say, hey, Nancy, can you write a script, or do you have a script that would deal with a female character that's in their late 30s, early 40s, having to juggle life? And now what I mean by that is Nancy Meyers went on to do movies like Something's Gotta Give, and it's complicated. And you look at those movies and you go, those deal with, older adults dealing with life issues, romance, divorce, getting together with some other guy, but still dealing with female stuff going on. You take Nancy Meyers and you let her re-scene with Lindsay Lohan, and as Lindsay Lohan has said, I want to try to do those more adult roles. That would be perfect for Lindsay Lohan. Now you're also going to say, but that, didn't Lindsay Lohan already do a Nancy Meyers movie besides The Parent Trap? Yes, she did. If you remember, she was in The Holiday. She was in those fake trailers that Cameron Diaz had to, that was her job, was to put together movie trailers. And Lindsay Lohan and James Franco were in those trailers. So yes, she has worked with Nancy Meyers before, outside of The Parent Trap. But I'm talking about a real, a starring role in a Nancy Meyers movie where they tackle stuff like you saw in Something's Gotta Give, or It's Complicated. Or she also did that Anne Hathaway movie with Robert De Niro, The Intern, which was also a really good movie. So, I would love to see Lindsay Lohan go in that direction and see what she can do with that. Like I said, she can stay down the Disney route or go down the Mean Girls route again. But once again, it's like, you don't want to keep rehashing your old roles. Don't be Vin Diesel. Don't be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Be somebody else. I want to see her do other things. I want to see her do, like I said, a more drama that deals with adult issues. Or, let's do a straight up comedy. let's do a romance comedy like we just saw a couple years ago with Jennifer Lawrence. Let's see that. Let's see Lindsay Lohan, not the stuff she did on Netflix. I'm talking about like a real, in the theater, romantic, R-rated comedy. And let's see what she can, like your Something About Marys, or your How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, or your Wedding Planners. Let's see Lindsay Lohan do something like that, and see how that works. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Lindsay Lohan does now after Freakier Friday. So let me know in the comments. He's always been rumored for a comic book movie. And they write a really great role. I mean, a lot of people always say Poison Ivy because of the red hair. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know if I would want to see her in a comic book movie right now. Like, I would love to see her work with Nancy Myers and do a drama. But let me know in the comments below, Matt the Matter, what do you want to see Lindsay Lohan do next outside of Freakier Friday? Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment.